Turn it on.
Maybe you shouldn't have had a drink before we started this one?
Wordsworth, Shelley, Keats, they were all the faces when they did the best stuff.
Yeah, but they could edit it when they were sober.
We're not going to do this. One take and boom. The Beatles, the Hendrix, smashed out of minds.
They were on drugs, hallucinogens. If they were on
They'd
lager.
have probably done better stuff. They'd have just needed to piss more often. You know, you need to loosen things up. We used to work in those kitchens, remember? We used to have a drink before we started. Loosen things up.
We got sacked.
Can't sack me from this though, can they? It's like Bobby Brown says, it's my provocative, do what I want to do, my provocative. And anyway, this is only my second.
That's not the point. You couldn't perform, so they sacked you. Anyway, are you going to recap why we're doing this for the audience?
Yeah, we do a couple of pieces to camera, people come and see me do stand-up live, audiences swell, I get on the telly.
Did the first one do that? How many hits did it get?
Well, it's a process, isn't it? It's a journey, these things take time.
Are you going to explain why this one's late?
Well, it's embarrassing, isn't it?
No, it's a fact of life. Just tell the people.
You know, it's upsetting.
It's not. No, and it happens.
Alright, I had a cold sore.
What?
I had a cold sore and I went online to get rid of it and I was confronted by the cold sore quiz. I thought, brilliant, bringing the fun factor to facial herpes. Question 1 was, do you know what cold sores or fever blisters are? And I'm thinking, the people that answer no to question 1 will have a bit of trouble with question 2. Question 2 was, have you ever had a cold sore before? How do you know you've had one if you don't know what they are? Absolutely ridiculous. And people come up to you and say, it's minging, it's minging. Of course it's minging. It's not my fault, is it? Something's bursting out of my face and I look like Leslie Axe. Of course it's minging, but it's not my fault, is it? I didn't ask for some scrubber to come up to me when I was a kid and say, oh, minging, get your pus-filled fat kiss around this, did I?
Say meaning again?
Minging.
Brilliant. I didn't mean the cold sore. I was talking about Brian.
Brian?
Yeah, at work. The stroke.
Oh yeah, Brian. The stroke. Yeah, it's been a bit of a difficult week actually. It's been, you know, a tough time. He's a game old bugger. He insisted on walking to the ambulance. Took him 40 minutes. He kept walking in circles.
Did you help him?
Of course I helped him. I said you're doing it all wrong, Brian, didn't I?
Well, what did you actually do?
I sat there and I said to him, Brian, you're doing it all wrong, my friend. But next time you come round this way, pass us that folder.
Are you kidding?
Of course I'm joking. I knew he couldn't get round again. I said, so I got him to throw it. And it would appear that people who've recently suffered a stroke find it quite hard to pivot. He went down like a tree.
How are the gigs going?
Well, they're going really well.
Have you died yet?
No, there was one that was a bit difficult. I blame that on the microphone.
Why? Was it on?
Ha ha. One of the punters at the gig the other day, he compared me to Michael McIntyre. He said, compared to Michael McIntyre, you're shit.
Oh dear.
And I'm busy at the moment.
Are you?
I am, I'm busy, you know, booking things.
You haven't got any gigs booked?
Well, you know, the Dog and Duck the other night, they invited me back.
To run the quiz?
It's good performance, isn't it? Me and a weekly audience, intimate venue, not many people get that.
Yes they do.
Who?
People who run quizzes? In pubs?
Anyway, it might help with my delivery.
Well, it's not going to harm it. How do the other comedians react to you?
They generally really well, I mean, some of it's a bit over the head, but...
Really? Which bit?
Like the bit I do about bulimia being a bit, you know, difficult to bring up, you know.
Highbrow.
Exactly. It's not for everyone, that.
What's your long-term goal?
There's no long-term goal as such. I'd just like to make a career out of it if it snowballs, and then beyond that, I mean, if in years to come the good people of Doncaster still want to name a theatre after me, then, you know, it's up to them to bestow that on me, really, isn't it? I can't really control that. And then, well, from there, what is there from there, I guess, you know, well, statue, I think, is the most logical step, isn't it? Bronze. Bronze is generally considered best for statues, isn't it? I wouldn't want a gold one. I wouldn't want someone coming up and snapping my winky off and melting it down.
It wouldn't be a naked statue.
No, I guess it doesn't have to be a naked statue.
Why would a comedian statue be naked?
Just most of them are, that's all.
The naked ones are usually Greek works of art, fictitious people, deities.
And most of them don't have arms. I'd need arms, I'd need to be holding a mic.
The ones without arms usually had arms to start with. Over time they're either destroyed or damaged.
Well, I don't suppose many comedians nowadays have statues. I mean, Chaplin's got one, Morecambe's got one, Hancock's got something in Birmingham. It's not really a statue, he's got a big thing in Birmingham, which must have been quite awkward to get in place actually. It must have been quite a handful.
Or an armful.
What?
Never mind.
And even luminaries like Kane Connolly, don't have statues, so you know, it's a long road to travel. And Peter Kay, I was reading something with Peter Kay actually the other day, and all they kept on banging on about was his weight, his weight. Why can't they just see him for the genius he is? He's just an easy target because of his fame.
Did you just say he's an easy target because of his frame?
His fame. And now we've mentioned it, why don't we have a statue for Peter Kay? The man's a living legend. Why don't we get one? I mean, there's obvious problems to overcome, like, you know, where do you put it, and is there enough bronze? But yeah, let's have one. Let's have a statue of Peter Kay. It could be dual purpose as well. It could provide shelter for the good people of Bolton as they're camping outside Greg's. So yeah.
I think people just don't look up to their icons like they did when they were kids, you know. I mean, when you were a kid, who were your icons?
Well, all my icons used to be on my bedroom wall. I can remember I had a picture of Wham on my bedroom wall, the four of them there looking down on me.
Wham? Well, there were only two people in Wham.
Two people in Wham. Maybe I had two posters. But yeah, people don't look on their icons as they used to.
Are you describing yourself as an icon?
Well, not yet, but you know, things go well. The point I'm saying is, you know, you've just got to take what you can from your childhood as well as everything else, use it for inspiration and go from there.
Yeah. Would you say your childhood was, you know, quite an influence on your material?
It is an influence on my material. I look at my childhood and then I make things up. So yeah, highly influenced.
Your childhood is hardly an influence if you're making it up.
Well, I've not got a good memory of that. I can hardly say this funny thing happened when I was 5, but I can't remember what it was. Or when I was 6, I fell over the dog. It must have been hilarious. Everyone laughed. Next thing I can remember, I was 19. It's not going to work, is it? I remember bits and bobs. What I would say to you is you get your inspiration from anywhere, at any time. Like, for instance, the other day, I was sat in the garden, and there was a magpie in the garden, and I thought, right, fair game, I'm going to write a joke about a magpie.
That's a really nice approach to writing. Open yourself up to anything. Very commendable. So, come on then, what's the joke about the magpie?
I didn't write one in the end. You can't write jokes about magpies. Stupid to even try. But what I'm saying is, I did try. You've got to get your inspiration from anywhere at any time, basically. You know, sometimes when I'm on stage, I ask people in the audience to give me a subject matter, a theme, a person, and then I write a joke about it. I mean, we're coming to the end of this, so you give me a subject matter or a theme or something, and I'll write a joke about it for the next one of these.
Alright, write a joke on that fabulous first semi.
Alright, tune in next time for a joke on that fabulous first semi. Yeah, that's all for now. All good, rate me on the YouTube. See you soon.